Well, hello there, motherfuckers. So I want to do another real life vlog video series right here. We've done a couple of them, and people seem to really like them. And I was actually kind of happy that certain people actually fucking wrote to me and said that some of my past videos kind of helped them out in real life. And that makes me extremely happy. I mean, I appreciate everybody saying that if my videos help you out when I talk about the real world and we're not talking about wrestling or video games or movies or something like that, we're talking about real life, well, that makes me feel really good. The fact that, like, actual advice that I have and my opinions and my analysis of real life fucking means something, then that really means a lot to me. So what I want to talk about is, more on this relationship topic, more about, men and women getting together, meeting, being in a relationship, just anything like that, dating and all that. So, the thing is, it's like, I was really thinking about this. This is a recent scenario. I was thinking about this, like, the good morning text and everything like that. So, I've had a few, like, dates recently. I'm trying to, like, ever since I broke up with my ex, it's been like about a fucking year and a half now, a little bit more than that even. Trying to go and meet somebody else. And, it's not really working out for me like that. And I've heard this from time to time. You always struggle after you break up with your ex. You always have trouble getting back on the horse. That's how it is, especially for guys. And maybe it's like that for women as well. But, mostly I hear this more in terms of men. They always have problems fucking, meeting somebody else or something like that after, like, they have a breakup with somebody they've been with for a while. So, the thing is, I mean, for me, it's a little bit difficult because I was living with my ex and, breaking up and everything. I was pretty close. But then I kind of realized that I was even very distant, even though we were living in the same fucking house. So, for me, finding somebody else is a little bit fucking difficult for me, to say the least. It really is. And like everybody else out there, that's what I want to talk about, the confusion that everybody has, the confusion. Now, I see a lot of guys out there, they get mad at fucking girls. Girls get mad at guys. There's this new term that's out there, fuck boys. I'm sure many of you have, become familiar with that term because quite a few girls are using that term to describe guys who are not serious about a relationship. And, well, I guess that they just want to fuck. They just want to have sex. They want to use the girl for sex. And, if that is the attitude of, a certain guy, then, the thing is, yeah, that's not really the best attitude, really, For me personally, I don't support that kind of thing, and I'm not trying to fucking appeal to the female audience here. I'm not trying to puss out on you guys or anything. But, the idea of just sleeping around with numerous partners, going from point A to fucking point B and not really getting anywhere, I don't really support that. And I think you guys know that to a certain point, even though I'm fucking potty mouth on here and I curse up and down like a fucking crazy man on this channel, I'm even cursing in this fucking video. For God's sakes, I can't stop dropping F-bombs like it's some kind of fucking disease. I tend to be a pretty philosophical guy at times. I really analyze a lot of things. Throughout the day, I'm like a lot of some other people out there. I run things through my head constantly. I overanalyze things. I'm one of those people that, like, at the end of the day, I recount almost fucking everything that happened in the day. It's like a fucking disorder almost. I'm like one of those kinds of people. going over and over shit in my head that I've done wrong, that I could have did better that day, things that I said, things that I think I fucked up in certain situations with people at work, you fucking name it, and that's me. And that's the thing. I mean, that's what leads to confusion in life, and that's what I want a lot of people to understand. People, the very nature of human beings, we're confused, and we are. And the thing is, what I'm trying to figure out is that, were we always so confused? Were we always like this? Why did it seem like back, like when our parents were children? I'm a little bit older than maybe some of my subs. I'm 28. Thinking about, back when our parents were the 60s, the 70s. Why did it seem like it was a simpler time where people weren't as confused? They kind of seemed like they knew who they wanted to be with. Maybe marriage was a little bit more secure back then. There weren't as many divorces. Now it's like, now people can't even make a fucking relationship work for even a fucking week, 2 weeks from what I see. I see people even on social media that I've known, they have a fucking significant other and they're breaking up with them almost every single fucking couple of days. And why is this? Why is it? I've done videos on this in the past. Is it because of social media? Is it because now that, everybody is just, it's so easy to fucking send a message now to somebody else, to get in contact with somebody else, to view somebody else, just, look at their pictures, lust after their pictures, whatever it may be. Is that one of the reasons? I don't know why. But the thing is I want to get back to this. I want to try to make this video as coherent as possible, because I've always got 1,000 fucking ideas floating through my head that I want to talk about on this channel. There's limitless videos. I think you people see on this channel, I have so much to talk about. I never run out of fucking things to say on here, especially in this vlog series. We could go on fucking forever with these things. There's so many things just in life that we could break down. But anyway, let's get back on topic. So, the thing is, as you recount things through the day, you're confused. Did you do things the right way? Did you say the right things? You met people. Do you think maybe you should have furthered the conversation with certain people? You should have ignored people even more. You don't know if you made the right decisions in life. And I mean, well, that's one of the most interesting things about life. It's a little bit like a fucking RPG. Kind of like Fallout 4 or something. That's kind of why it's based on real life. The decisions you make impact you later on. You get involved with one girl, or you get involved even with just a friend, whatever. You maybe shouldn't have gotten involved with that person. Perhaps you should have gotten involved with that person. Perhaps you have regrets and things like that. So this is why there's confusion in the world, because you don't know. Everything is unknown. You see somebody walking on the street, that person has a whole individual life. You don't know the person sitting across from you on the fucking train, or the person in the car next to you in traffic. That could be the person for you. That could be your fucking future wife. You don't fucking know, right? That's what I'm saying. Everybody has an individual story. That's why I said, that's why I told people, just like, don't feel discouraged. Don't fucking feel discouraged. Don't feel discouraged at all. If things are not going your way, there's a, in terms of that, like relationships and meeting somebody, I fucking learned that. Because really, there's so many people out there. As I said, there's, just go walk outside for 2 fucking minutes. So many people, all with individual personalities, all things going on in their life. They might have something in common with you. They might not. Really, like, I've learned to really, it might make you sound like a weirdo, because these are things that people don't talk about on a normal daily basis, because I know a lot of people don't want to strain their brains. They don't want to strain their minds. They don't want to think outside of the boxes. People, let's face it, we're living in a pretty simple, primitive society, and we always have. It's never really changed. Even if you want to talk about decades ago, like, people didn't really break things down like this. They probably would think you're a kook, because things were even simpler back then. But, then again, sometimes people come along like me and they want to think a little bit harder about things. They want to really think about what they're getting themselves into. They want to think a little bit about this life. Hell damn, we want fucking answers, Some people are just comfortable going through life, just working and just, going to the bar for a fucking drink. But I crave answers. I crave explanations. I want to know why about certain things and why I think a certain way and, why I'm viewing, things from a certain perspective. Perhaps I choose a different perspective and maybe my life changes. I really don't know. But the thing is why people are so confused. You get with one person, you meet somebody from whatever it is. You approach them on the street. You find yourself in a conversation with them. You start doing online dating and you agree to meet with somebody. And, the thing is, you meet with them. You're having a good time. But then in the back of your head, you start thinking, is this the person for me? Even though you're having a good time and you really have no reason to think negatively about that person, you're already back on Instagram or Facebook or Tinder or whatever the fuck you're on. You're already looking at pictures of different girls. Guilty. I'm the guy making the video. I'm even fucking admitting this. So is it the internet that's destroying things? I don't fucking know. Because say it was back in 1973. You get finished with your date. And then you're walking by a girl, you're walking home from walking that girl to the door. And as you're making your way back to your car or to your home, you see another girl on the street who's really fucking hot. You turn around, you check her out. So it's like, hey, and you're like, oh man, well, the thing is, it's like, didn't you just think that you were with the person that you thought was right for you? That's the thing. You're always looking, your eyes are always scanning, and you can't really help yourself. Is that like a bad thing? Is it really? And you kind of think about, this is why I think a lot of people have kind of caught on to this concept, and that's why like relationships are not really working. And a lot of people are fucking breaking up like fucking crazy, because I think that's the thing. I think they're fucking like realizing this. They're like, maybe the person I'm with isn't the one for me, and then we act shady and fucked up, and we stop sending texts. The pathway of communication. And the thing is, communication nowadays we know is so simple to do. Somebody is only a text away, a Facebook message away. There's Kik. There's all these fucking different formats that you could fucking get in contact with somebody. There's no fucking excuse to not. So, whenever somebody doesn't text you back or something like that, you'll know it's bullshit like right away. So, the thing is, there you go. And the thing is that, you have no reason to disrespect this person because, like, they've treated you well and everything, but it's the confusion in your mind that's fucking it up. You just simply thinking that, something better is out there, that, you're going to be happier. The grass is not always greener. Sometimes it's just better to stick with what you know already and, what's working for you than to switch things up already. I mean, you also don't want to settle. That's the thing. But when do you know when you're settling? And when do you know, when you should, call it quits and just stick with that person? See, that's when things get a little bit tricky. The thing is, are you settling? Are you settling on somebody? Or, are you making a smart decision? Is this really the person for you? And you should just, call the hunting party off and stop looking for another person because you've already found the person that's for you. When do you draw those lines? When do you reach that decision? When do you confirm everything? I don't fucking know. I don't have the answers for that. That's really up to the individual. I don't think there's an official answer. I don't think that there's anything written in stone. There's not a fucking 10 Commandments tablet that tells you these things. I think it's just, that's one of the great or bad things about life, that it's all up to you, basically. You call the shots, But the thing is, that is the problem, and that is the thing that I've realized, is that it's just a vicious cycle. You go from one person to another. You're not happy with something. This bothers you about something, and you want to move on to somebody else, and you want to see all the different possibilities out there. But when is it just, when is it too much already? Because the thing is really where I've come to really realize is that, I don't know, dating is a fucking inconvenience. It gets really fucking tiresome after a while, just, going around with different people. It's like, my God. Oh, God, it's like enough already. You sometimes you just want to call it quits, but you don't want to be with just anybody, but just making the fucking effort. It's not that I'm being lazy or anything. It's just, it takes a lot of effort. And really, to be happy in a relationship, it shouldn't really require any effort at all. I see all these people talking about, effort and, making an effort and all that. Really, it should just be like, it should be real seamless. It should feel natural. It shouldn't feel like you're having to do work. You shouldn't have to put in hard work or anything. It isn't your fucking job. It isn't manual labor. It's nothing like that. It's not like you're building a fucking deck for your house. That's what people make it sound like. It's a fucking chore. You got to put the work in. No, it shouldn't really be like that at all. It should be a pleasurable experience. Getting to know somebody should be a pleasure, a joy, a privilege, an honor, something like that, something to that effect. But very rarely that's what it's considered. And I feel like going on dates are fucking chores. I really, it is. It's like, because the thing is, we know that human beings are set up in this way, that we're supposed to love, that we're supposed to care about one another. And I'm not going to be the stickler out there that says, oh, well, I don't believe in love. I do. I'm not going to be the fucking jackass to say that. There's so many people out there that says that, what is love? What is love? Love means that you care about somebody else, that, you want to spend time with a person that makes you happy, that you enjoy being with your significant other. Don't try to, that's one thing where I say, don't try to fucking overanalyze that. You know exactly what is love. Love is a real thing. That's just something perpetrated by a bunch of fucking, just very negative people. I overanalyze things, but that's one thing I'm not. I'm not a negative person. I don't care what anybody says, but I am not negative in that way. I believe that there is love. I believe it is possible. I've seen it possible. Sometimes I don't believe it when I see it. The thing is, it's like, there's just so much confusion out there. Just people don't know what they want. I don't even know what I want. And it's something that, I guess you outgrow after a while, and some people never do. Some people won't be happy, with life until they fucking, reach a certain point, when they're not confused anymore, and when they get their shit together, I suppose. But, for the time being, I just see more and more people confused, and I think it's just because, I don't know, I guess a lot of people, maybe many people like myself, get others thinking. Things get other people thinking about life, and they just, they start thinking about things, and they get confused, and they want to see other options out there. And, this is not like me trying to ruin. I'm actually trying to help everybody out by kind of doing this video. It's like, that is my reason why people are confused in relationships, why they have a hard time finding relationships. But the thing is, when does it reach a point where, you're just so confused and you don't know what you want, and it's really like a problem with you, where it's, you're just going to end up alone with a house full of cats. It does reach that point for certain people where they have like a type in their head that they think that they want, but the type never works out for them, and they try to force themselves to be with their type even though it's never meant to be. And that's something called stubbornness, and that's horrible. And I see people like that. They suffer through these relationships where they want to be with somebody that they think that they are meant for, when every sign in the universe and in the world and in their life is telling them no, and they are trying so desperately to fight against it. They want to be with that person even though it is so clear that they are not meant to be with them. And that is another point of confusion. All right, well guys, I'm gonna try to wrap it up here. I hope this video helped you out. If you guys are ever wondering why certain people are confused and they act the way they do, perhaps I helped you figure it out. If you guys wanted me to talk about certain topics, put it down in the comments. If you thought this video sucked and it did nothing and it was just me babbling on like a fucking lunatic, you could tell me that as well. Well, there you go, motherfuckers. Hope you enjoyed the vid. See you next time.